Welcome to... On tonight's Clubhouse Live, one of the Packers' hotshot rookies is here as we welcome safety Evan Williams to the big show. The defense did its job again during Sunday's win over the Cards. We'll check in with Williams about all those turnovers so far. And what's it like being part of a talented rookie class that's already making noise on the field? We'll get his thoughts. Plus, it's time to crack open a six-pack of questions as part of tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. All right, it's time to get started. Hey, Evan, come on in.
Hey everybody, good Monday evening and welcome back to the Fox Club. We're hanging out inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium, Grand Chute, Wisconsin. This is the home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, also the home to Clubhouse Live. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin and the Post Crescent. Sounds like a lot of happy Packer fans out there. How's everybody doing tonight? Victory Monday, another Victory Monday. Well, we'll talk about the big game in a moment, but as we always like to do, we can't get the show started unless we have our Team of the Week making sure that our special guest gets into the Fox Club safe and sound. So give it up to our high-fivers. They are the second-ranked Luxembourg Casco girls volleyball team. They're right there. There they are. Making that long trip from Luxembourg. We appreciate you guys being here, and we're going to celebrate you guys and meet you guys a little bit later on in the show. But, as I mentioned, there was a big game yesterday at Lambeau Field. How do you guys like Packers 34, Cardinals 13? How do you like that score? Dominant performance from start to finish as the Packers, they grabbed the big early lead en route to picking up their second straight victory to improve to 4-2 on the season. Jordan Love, how about that guy looking good, huh? He was on point. Directing an offense, 437 yards. He threw for 258 yards, 4 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs is back, right? He caught 2 of the scores in his return. And Christian Watson, who's also back, Jaden Reed, they caught the other TDs. 9 different players had receptions in all. Meanwhile, the Packers' running game, 179 yards, doing it again on the ground. Josh Jacobs, he led the way with 62 yards. And how about that defense again, ladies and gentlemen? Green Bay, 3 more takeaways, all fumble recoveries, one of which was a punch-up by that guy over there, right? Remember that play? We'll talk about that. Special teams, for the most part, solid, highlighted by our former co-host, Keyshawn Nixon's 39-yard punt return. That set up a big Packers touchdown in the second quarter. Another Victory Monday celebration as we shift our focus on to the very tricky Houston Texans. But let's celebrate some more. You know who loves it. Happy Vince is back. There he is. Luxembourg, that's Vince Lombardi, by the way, okay? That's Vince Lombardi, in case you didn't know. He's happy because the Packers won, and he's happy because we got our guy right over there. It is rookie standout safety. Evan Williams is tonight's special guest, right there. We'll get him over here in just a moment, but first I want to thank our 2 presenting sponsors, Cellcom and Local IQ. Cellcom is your local wireless carrier who keeps you connected to what matters most with a homegrown 5G network and extraordinary customer care. They are more than just a wireless carrier. They are technology with a heartbeat. Visit cellcom.com to learn more. And with over 20 years of digital marketing expertise, Local IQ delivers results through cutting-edge innovation, now featuring AI-powered solutions to help you attract, convert, and retain more customers with their award-winning technology. So, always fun to read our sponsor promos. We appreciate them so much. But you know who we don't appreciate? The next segment here, it is the other member of our Clubhouse Live crew. It is the one and thankfully the only Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo Arguello.
Ooh. How you doing, Brett? How's everyone doing? Gotta love it, Brett. How you doing? I'm having a good day. Lovely day.
Evan Williams is laughing at you right now.
That's fine. I'm laughing that Packers and Bears are in third place, Brett, at 4-2.
You always say that, but by the end of the season, your Bears will be in last place again.
We'll see.
Last place again.
I feel really good.
By the way, NFC North off to a great start. Okay, congratulations to your Bears, right? Caleb Williams looking pretty good. But your victories, Ricardo, have come against the Panthers, Titans, Rams, and Jaguars. They all have one win.
Let me tell you something.
How are you celebrating
Brett,
that?
I did a little research.
Yes.
The Bears, you're right. They have beaten some tomato cans, as I like to call them. 4-17, the overall record that the teams the Bears have beaten. You know what the Packers' opponents' records are overall?
What's that?
They're 7-15.
That's still better than the Bears.
They're tomato cans.
Still
They're
better.
all tomato cans.
Still better. Evan Williams
right.
continuing to laugh at you right now.
Well, he knows. He knows they're tomato cans. That's why.
But it's an aggravated laugh right now, right?
Okay.
He's getting a little bit more annoyed. Listen to this, though. NFC North off to a great start, Ricardo. First division since the realignment in 2002, in which all 4 teams have at least 4 wins through the first 6 weeks. So
hey,
it's going to be a fun battle.
Want to hear my prediction?
Yeah.
All the teams, the division champ, and the rest of them in the playoffs.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be great?
I'd love that. NFC North, right, in the NFC. Well, all right, Ricardo, enough about your Bears, enough about you. You're not the star of the show. He's the star of the show. But this is an interactive show as well, right?
It is. You know what, Brett? And I can already see the chat's very lively today. I think they're very chipper and want to have some questions for both you and our guests. But I'll tell you what, Brett, interactive. We invite your comments and questions through that live chat. That can be found next to the viewer on our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube video stream.
Yep.
I'm monitoring that. Again, I'll get those questions over to both of you.
Social media for us, right? We're on Twitter or X at PC Bretzi, at Ricardo De Leon. Evan is at Evan_Williams32. And please, as always, give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Also, Packers News as well. So, hey, Evan, this is how we do it. You see the Texans logo right there? I want you to stomp your feet all over that logo, all right? Give yourself some good luck as you get ready for Week 7 and a very tough Houston Texans team, right? That's how we start things. So tonight's guest, ladies and gentlemen, he is in his rookie NFL season. He was selected by the Packers in the 4th round of this past spring's NFL draft. He has appeared in all 6 games so far this season, and he has become an instant playmaker, has he not, right? 16 tackles, an interception, a pass breakup, and a forced fumble. Tonight's guest posted a game-high 10 tackles and had 2 pass breakups to lead the defense in that Week 5 victory over the Rams. How about that performance for Evan Williams, right? Tonight's guest, and we'll talk about this. He took on the lightning-fast Kyler Murray one-on-one yesterday in space, and he stuffed the Cardinals quarterback 2-yard loss. Did you see that play? Yes. Tonight's guest played collegiately at both Fresno State and Oregon. He was first Oregon player selected by the Packers in an NFL draft since 1954, by the way. Defensive player, that is. Yeah. Tonight's guest has a brother who plays professional football in the CFL. He starred at cornerback and wide receiver during his prep days at St. Francis High School in Mountain View, California, leading his Lancers to a state football title during his junior year for Evan Williams. Yep. Tonight's guest apparently now, check this out, now we're going to ask him about this. He once had the patience and the courage to coach Little League Baseball. Our guest tonight has a unique talent, okay? And he has a very personal tie to one of the most famous plays in college football history. How about a big Clubhouse Live welcome for Green Bay Packers rookie safety? He's number 33. He's Evan Williams, everybody. Pile driving the Texans, right? Getting ready for that big game. Evan Williams, how are you? Welcome to the show. Look at a great crowd here, great energy. Everybody's excited. How are you feeling tonight?
Feeling very welcome. Feeling the love for sure. Excited for tonight.
Yeah, right? Give him some more love. That's what he wants. All right, let's start this good and proper. I saw you laughing at this goofball over here. Do you have a message? And look at him as you give him his message for Chicago Bears fan Ricardo.
Let me hear it.
Yes.
I would just say, don't get your hopes up for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have some disappointments coming along your way.
Okay.
There you go. A guarantee right there.
He's just hating on Caleb Williams. That's all.
I see about 3 picks for Williams against Williams and that November game coming up. I think that's down at Soldier Field, actually. So, boy, how are you enjoying this pro football thing? This is a piece of cake, right? Easy, no big deal. This is a breeze, Evan.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'll say that much. Just being able to experience, kind of this next level has been, really special for me in my first few games, with the opportunities that I've had and trying to make the most of them.
So what do you think when people say, "Oh, this is making it look easy"? Right? Sometimes that can aggravate players. We've had guys on the show where they're like, "No, this isn't easy. There's a little bit more work to it than what you're maybe making it out to seem on the field on Sundays, right?"
Yeah, most definitely. There's definitely a lot that goes on behind the scenes, just getting your body ready, getting your mind ready for, these situations. But honestly, you get to the game, that's kind of the easy part. You just kind of just let it all loose and, kind of just have fun, honestly, on the field.
All the prep work's done, right? Now you just get out there and play a little bit, but it's fun when you're winning football games, right? It just makes coming to Monday that much better. Before we get started, Evan, finally, we've got a VIP table that's full, right? I want you to introduce. You got some very special members, it looks like, sitting over there.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Who's in your fan club over there, Evan?
First is my mother to the right, Danny Williams, my rock, and to the left is my beautiful girlfriend, Daya.
There you go. Just by doing that, I helped you score some big points right there, right? With the mother and the girlfriend, right? You're good for at least a few more days, Evan. So how's life in Green Bay, Wisconsin? How's the transition going from California to Eugene, Oregon to Green Bay, Wisconsin? I mean, how's it all been for you? Has it been seamless? You enjoying it up here?
Yeah, I feel like it's been getting colder, each place I go. I've been in California,
Yeah.
It's really nice. Go to Oregon. It's a little rainy, and now it's getting into that season in Green Bay to where it's, it's going to be a little treacherous in these winters. But, no, I've just been trying to embrace it. And, I've been having a great time so far in Green Bay. I feel more welcome than I've ever felt, anywhere. And so it's pretty special.
Very nice, right? Yeah. Titletown showing the love. Now, Evan, if you think this is cold, you have no idea, okay?
Yeah.
If you think this is cold, just... Okay, I don't want to scare you, but just start going to the store, getting some parkas, getting some thermal underwear because it's coming. So I've asked others of this on the show as well. We're a little weird here in Wisconsin, aren't we? We Wisconsinites do some weird things. We talk funny, right? We have some funny traditions. What are some of the weird things that you've noticed about all of us now that you've spent a few months here in Wisconsin?
First thing that I said would jump off the paper was probably just the accent, is taking a little getting used to. You go to grocery stores, and I'm not even going to try to, emulate it right now because I'll mess it up, but that's a little different. What else would I say? It's not too different, I feel like the people here are just, really welcoming, and, I've been able to kind of just experience that wholeheartedly, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
What's a bubbler?
A bubbler?
Yes.
See, I couldn't tell you.
He doesn't know yet. He'll learn. We'll give you a little. It's a drinking fountain. That's what we call drinking fountains in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's a little odd. I
It
guess,
is a lot odd,
to
isn't
start.
it? We're just used to it. That's how we grew up. It's always been a bubbler. So, well, let's talk about your journey from California to Wisconsin. 4 years at Fresno State, right? I have it here. And then you transferred to Oregon for your final college season. You had a great career at Fresno State, and then you moved to Oregon. You're kind of following in somebody's footsteps, right? Older brother, but was that the big reason why you made the move? Or I guess explain your journey and how you got from there, Fresno, to Oregon.
Yeah, I really wanted to, finish my college career at Fresno. That was really the whole plan, when I was there. I was having a great time there. And unfortunately, in the middle of my last year at Fresno, I got hurt. I hurt my knee, and it kind of shook things up a little bit. And I just wanted my last year to be really dominant, against the best competition that I, could go against. And saw what Dan Lanning was creating over there in Eugene, and it was a pretty unique opportunity. And so, I kind of hopped in the portal. It was a weird kind of transition, but I'm glad that I made it because Oregon was so great to me, and now I'm in Green Bay. So
Yep, green and gold to green and gold,
Absolutely.
right? Sure, but well, I was reading some articles about you and your transition to Oregon, and you called it a prove it year. Was that proving it to yourself or proving it to others? Maybe it was all of the above. Or what did you mean by a prove it year?
Yeah, definitely a little bit of both is what I would say. They always say, about just the group of 5 conferences that, it's great that you can dominate in that competition, but it doesn't mean as much. It's kind of just looked down upon by scouts and stuff. So, yeah, really just wanted to, prove it to everybody, that doubted and, as well as myself, just that I could do it with the best of the best. And I think I'd say that, I had that year, and I'm trying to have that year this year as well.
So far, so good, right? He is having that year. So your brother, as we get to know Evan Williams here a little bit more, your brother Bennett, he was a safety at Oregon, had a real nice career as well. He was there right before you transferred. You guys didn't overlap, right? He left, you got there. Well, how much of an impact has he had on you? Because I know he spent a little bit of time with the Miami Dolphins, and now he's with Ottawa in the CFL. I'm guessing he's had a huge impact on you, both on the field and off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's somebody that's just been a mentor for me from day one, just somebody that, has always had my back. And he's a couple of years older than me, right? So he's just has enough time in between us to where, he's able to have that perspective on, what my next, couple of years are going to look like, because we kind of, took the same trajectory to get to where we are now. So, yeah, that's just somebody I knew I could rely on. Somebody I text religiously before games just to, kind of have that love between us both. And it's definitely a special connection.
Interesting. So in that article, you did say this, though, about Bennett, that you hit harder than your older brother. Now, these are very serious allegations, Evan. He could be watching right now is he in Ottawa right now?
He is.
He's probably watching live from Canada.
Yeah.
Is he aware of the fact that you're kind of trash-talking him a little bit, that you say that you were a better hitter than your brother?
I think he's aware of the fact that I've said that. I don't think he'd agree with it. Probably, he'd let his pride get in the way, but I think he knows that I know. So I'll just leave it at that.
We're going to leave it at that, right? But we'll see what he says. I'd love to know his thoughts on that. But your mindset, all right? So you're a 4th-round pick. I've got it right here. You're preparing for training camp, your rookie season. How did you take this going in, right? Did you expect to be in this position right now where you're out there making plays, causing turnovers, getting an interception right against the Colts, making all these tackles? Or did you think it was going to be more of an easing in process? How did you envision this to go right away?
Yeah, it was... I honestly wasn't too sure going into the process, not knowing, because we drafted a lot of safeties, right? So I knew I was gonna be in a pretty crowded room, knew I was gonna have some stiff competition, and so I kind of just went in open-minded, really, just trying to make the most of my opportunity wherever it presented itself, not knowing if I was gonna start the first day or not play at all the whole year. Yeah, and I kind of just kept that, just open-minded mindset that, anything can happen, and just when an opportunity presents itself, I got to be ready. So, yeah, every chance I got during, OTAs, training camp, I just tried to make the most of it. And, it's been a pretty special process, to be able to touch that field in these recent weeks. And, I'm trying to make the most of it.
He kind of is, isn't he? He's making the most of his opportunities and then some. So is it a little surreal, maybe? Does it feel like a whirlwind, or has things slowed down a little bit for you?
Yeah, I would say that it's slowed down recently. I would honestly just give the credit to, my teammates, a lot of the guys, just for, showing me what it's like to be a pro, just the routine you got to go through. And, as you kind of just take tips from people that have done it for so long, you see yourself trying to emulate them, and it's, just helped me kind of settle into, the whole NFL life, and just trying to do the best I can every day.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more about your play on the field, the defense, what you did against the Cardinals here coming up. But we got to get a little bit more of the nitty-gritty, all right, with Evan Williams. First question I want to ask you, how terrifying was it to coach a bunch of little leaguers in baseball? I mean, what was going on there? Was this like Bad News Bears type stuff, or what was going on the field?
Yeah, it was a little bit like I think I had to do some community service hours, and it just like the opportunity presented itself. Like I think it was my dad knew the coach or something of the little league team, and I had the opportunity for I think it was a couple months to coach them and just teach those little things. But they had to be probably like first or second graders.
Ooh.
So it was
So they're like running to third base instead of first base
you
type
can
of thing?
imagine it wasn't the easiest task, but taught me a lot of patience,
Yeah.
a lot of persistence, and just it was just a great honestly just experience from start to finish to be able to do that.
You bring in like the snacks, the orange slices, the granola bars, right? The little water bottles. Is that kind of what you're doing too out there?
I don't think I brought any snacks for him, but just trying to teach him the basics was hard enough for me in the first place.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, second, I wanted to, and we said this in the promo. Now, did you know your father Gary, right? He was a member. Check this out, folks, of the Cal football team that authored one of the great plays in college football history. Cal Stanford, 1982. He was on the kickoff return team as the ball's kicked off, right? The Stanford band is on the field at the end. They're lateraling it down the field, talking about Cal. Next thing you know, Cal's in the end zone. There's a banged-up trombone in the middle of the end zone, and all of a sudden, Bedlam, and Cal somehow stuns Stanford. How many times, first of all, how many times has your dad shown you that play over the years, right? Saying, I was on the field for that one, son.
Yeah, too many. Growing up, that was, something he would put on the TV more than often, but it was really just pretty awesome, as a kid, kind of being able to see your dad. You're like, oh, that was him. Like, you almost got the ball, like, during that play. Like, and so that was kind of a cool little moment growing up for sure.
So he didn't catch the lateral, but he was out there, huh?
He was in position.
He was ready.
He was definitely ready. He always talks about, he's like, yeah, my teammate was, selfish on the play. I was hoping, I could have made a play. I would have been the one running him over, the trombone player, but it just didn't work out that way. But, just for him to be a piece of that history is pretty special.
It is. It's just known as the play. Again, one of the great plays in college football history. And a little side note, remember Richard Rogers, Ricardo, the former Packers tight end?
Sure.
His father was on that Cal team as well. So Evan's dad and Richard Rogers' dad, teammates with the Cal Bears. Finally, and last but not least, well, I should ask, does your dad have any memorabilia from that play? Did he grab a piece of the trombone? Is it on the mantle? Or
I think we'd be billionaires right now if he, was able to snag the trombone. But I don't think we have any memorabilia from that.
That trombone might even be in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But last but not least, before we get to our audience questions, Ricardo, is it? I understand. You can juggle? Is that your kind of your hidden talent?
I can juggle. I say that, but like if you give me like 3 normal shaped balls, and I can juggle. But if it's like anything out of the like bowling pins, that's just not
like fire, like those spears of fire
that's
you're going, or
just not
swords
gonna
or something.
Happen, but I got the basics down for sure.
Ricardo, I messed up again. Like last week when we serenaded Kenny Clark, I should have brought some balls to juggle.
Wait. So are you saying all you need are spherical things to juggle? Is that what you're saying?
I wish we had...
Listen,
What?
I always carry with me everyday ping pongs. I always carry them with me. You never know when a game might break out, so I have a bag of them right here.
Do you have 3 of them?
I have many of them, actually.
You're kidding me.
No, I can bring them up. You want me to bring them up?
Do you guys want to see if Evan can juggle? I mean, I can't believe you just happen to have some ping pong balls.
I'm sorry, they're not ping pongs, they're baseballs.
Well, I think there are some ping pong balls.
I can work with baseballs.
Or baseballs. We are at Fox City Stadium, at home of the Wisconsin
Brett,
Timber
I'm
Rattlers.
always prepared, so
Unbelievable. How did you know that we might have to need some balls for juggling? Well, let's see if Evan Williams can do this. So we got 3 baseballs. And for the folks in front of the table, we have no insurance issues whatsoever. We are not responsible for this. All right, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. How about that? That was very impressive, Ricardo. I know you need your audience questions, but what if we had some bowling balls next for you?
Yeah, not happening. Not
Ricardo,
happening.
any bowling balls over there?
Bowling pins.
Bowling pins,
Yeah.
or the, like I said. Well, how about another round of applause? That is pretty good hand-eye coordination. Putting you on the spot, Evan Williams.
Got it done. Got it done.
And just like you do on the football field, you were ready for action. So, hey, I'm going to kick over to Ricardo,
Yeah.
and you've got
Ella.
kind of a bunch of audience questions here tonight, right?
I do, and you know what? I'm going to need, okay, we're getting some audience questions as well, Brett, as well as Luxembourg Casco girls volleyball players.
Yes.
They have some questions, too. This is Ella Vandervelden, right? Oh, yes, okay.
There you go.
All right, why don't you come a little bit more closer in the frame? She has a question, so go ahead, Ella.
Okay. What's your strategy for integrating into new teams and environments so well, and what's it like competing in these high-level places?
Integrating. Yeah, I mean, I would probably just say I said it before, but just trying to, see the people that have done it for so long and just trying to emulate, just the little positive things that, the little habits that make them who they are. And just, doing your best to kind of just have a one-day approach. Things can change day by day. Adversity is going to come. It's guaranteed. And so just kind of approaching every day with, trying to get 1% better. And I think that, as long as I've been able to just focus on that and kind of keep that the main thing, then, positive things have happened for me so far. So
Very
question.
good. Thank you very much.
1 of 4, Brett. So,
Yeah.
let's get Cammie over here. This is Cammie O'Neill. And her question. Go ahead, Cammie.
What's the biggest piece of advice you have for our team as we enter the survive and advance part of our season?
Okay, that's a good question. I would probably just say just to stick together. I think the best teams are those that, through wins and losses become closer. And so, I would just say to, keep working on your bond. We have a thing, we used to have a thing at Oregon where we talked about whoever has the most touches is, the most integrated player, which just means, whoever is, touching their teammates the most, just saying good job for, the little things throughout a game, throughout practice. Those are the people that, typically make the team. And so, I'll just say to, remain connected, strengthen that bond, and hopefully you guys will, get where you want to be.
All right, thank you, Cammie and
Great
Ella.
question, great answer.
All right, let's get Betty over here. A lot of questions today, Brett. And
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
This is Betty Harris from Appleton. Betty, go ahead.
Hello. My friend Bob Nutt is from Portland, Oregon, so he's a big Duck fan. He just wanted to know, we all know they have very colorful uniforms there. So what was your favorite uniform to wear, and where do they keep all these, especially the helmets?
Yeah, believe it or not, they have in their equipment room, they have just every jersey we've ever worn, as well as every helmet, combination we've ever worn. And so it's a lot, you gotta, if you can imagine it, you're gonna need a lot of space to, have all those jerseys. And so they keep them up there. I don't know how they keep track of them. What was the second part of that question? Sorry, I didn't get it.
Yeah, which one was your favorite?
I would probably say my favorite that I got to wear would be the throwbacks. I'm not sure the official name for them, but we wore them a couple times. We wore them in that bowl game for my last year. They were pretty sweet, and so those would be my favorite for sure.
All right, thank you, Betty. Okay, we have one last one, Brett.
Keep them going. Keep them going.
This is Cheryl. She wants to ask.
What has it meant to have such an important role on the field these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's really been really special. For me, just, as somebody coming into an organization, not having done anything for them, and just to have the respect and trust of the players, not only the players, but the coaches, to put you out there in these primetime games in big scenarios. It's been really special for me, and I try not to take it for granted whatsoever. And so, I just try to remain thankful, try to remain grateful that, these coaches and players trust me enough to, be on the field in these big moments. And, it's been definitely really special for me.
Great questions from everyone. Thank you.
Very good. Ricardo, they ask better questions than me. All right, maybe they should take over the show.
You might want to step down there, my friend.
Maybe I should, but I tell you what, let's take a timeout instead. Let's do tonight's stat pack. Evan, check this out. The Packers are the only team in the league with multiple takeaways in all 6 games so far this season. How about that for the defense doing some work out there? As for the franchise history books, Green Bay entered Sunday's action joining only the 1981 and 1996 Packers teams with multiple takeaways in each of the first 5 games of the season. And I think, Ricardo, we remember what that 1996
Very
Packers
good team
did, right? Super Bowl champions that year. Packers lead the league with 17 takeaways and are an NFL best in turnover differential at +9. By the way, the Packers came into Sunday's game having scored 35.2% of their points off takeaways. That ranked 3rd in the league. They scored 3 points off those 3 turnovers they generated against the Cardinals. So good stuff by the defense, and we've got some good stuff, Ricardo, when it comes to trivia tonight, right? We're asking some more questions.
That's true, but we have some rules, so here are the rules. First off, we'll ask a question, and if you think you know the answer, you have to raise your hand. Don't shout it out. You're just helping other people. And if you're correct, you win what, Brett?
Again, some great items from the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. We have this Shannyman Whiffer bobblehead, right? And then this Wisconsin Brats cap. Look at that, one of the alter egos of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. So there we go. You ever had a brat?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
most
go.
Definitely. I love going to baseball games. So
Yes.
I was a Giants fan. I mean, I still am.
Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
I know that might ruffle some
Evan,
feathers. But
you are a Brewers fan, correct?
Yes. That's what I meant to.
Thank you very much. This is the minor league ball team, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the high Class A affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers right here. So you are a huge Brewers
Enormous.
fan. Enormous
biggest.
Brewers fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there you go. But anyway, Ricardo.
Well, once you win, though, you're out for the rest of the show. And again, to our live chatters, and there's a lot of them, you got to be here to win.
Yes, that's good. So I will ask the question, if you can see who raises his or her hand first, I'll let you call on that person. Now, here's question number 1. Tucker Kraft, you know Tucker. I do. His 66-yard touchdown catch in the Packers' Week 5 win over the Rams is tied for the 3rd longest scoring reception by a tight end in team history in the Super Bowl era. Now, that's according to the Elias Sports Bureau. Who holds the record for the longest touchdown reception by a Packers tight end?
That's a great question.
Should I give a hint, Ricardo?
Yes.
He earned 3 Pro Bowl nods and is a member of the Packers Hall of Fame.
This is a great question.
We'll go with Jason Bino. No. Tracy Santa? Nope. Yes, sir, right here. Get up here. It's right. Paul Kaufman. He gets the bell. I'll let you give that bobblehead away to this lucky gentleman right here. Paul Kaufman, Ricardo, a great tight end back in the day. Played for the Packers from 1978 through 85. He was credited with a 78-yard touchdown catch during Green Bay's 27-7 loss to Miami. That was way, way back on October 28, 1979. Tom Crabtree, our former co-host, right, the Puma, he's next, 72-yard catch in 2012. And then Kraft is tied with Jackie Harris. Harris had a 66-yard touchdown catch in 1993. All right, back to Evan Williams and Rosie. Let's do the Clubhouse Live gift of the night. What do we have here for Evan? Look at Jordan Love there. What's he doing? Look at this. What is that dance? I don't know what that is. What is this thing, Evan? Look at this. He's still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this? What is this here?
I couldn't tell you. I mean,
Brett, don't do that again, by the way. Don't do that.
It's just as bad as Jordan Love dancing right now. I mean, what's your quarterback doing out there?
I mean, don't ask me. You know, offense, they create their own celebrations, you know, during the week. So I had no part in whatever that was.
Well, maybe you need to talk to your quarterback here a little bit and say, Jordan, I mean, you're playing like an MVP, but you sure ain't dancing like one right now. So, well, I tell you what, we've spent a good amount of time on the show looking at the defense. Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark, they're kind of our regular guests. They're joining us once a month. So we've been talking to them about how this whole thing is kind of sort of slowly but surely coming together as a defense, right? So what's your take from the standpoint? What excites you most about what you're seeing out of this defense? You got some young guys, yourself, Edrin Cooper, Javon Bullard really making an impact as well. But as you get into week 7 and things are kind of, you're getting really into the grind of the season, what excites you most about what you guys are doing on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, obviously what's most exciting is just the way we're taking the ball away. We're doing it at a pretty, unmatched clip right now, and it's, if you could take the ball away 3 times a game, I think there's some stats about it, or it's like if you end up +1 or +2 in the turnover differential, you have like a 90% chance to win the game. And so we always preach that and just understand that, if we could take the ball away, those are game-changing, momentum-changing plays. And just that we've been able to do that at, the rate that we've been doing it is pretty special.
It really is, right? 17 takeaways already. I think they had 18 all of last season, so they've done this in 6 games. It's just a really historic pace that you guys are going right now. How about the transition? Now, much has been made about you guys, gelling as a unit, getting these young guys in with the veteran guys, but I think you got to say the same thing about your defensive coordinator, too. Do you sense now that Jeff Hafley, he's got a couple months, he's got training camp, he's got mini camp, OTAs, all that stuff, really starting to get a feel for how everybody works and where to put the pieces? Are you kind of sensing that he's getting to a pretty good rhythm that way?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like just as a whole, we're doing a good job of just, finding ways to play with one another, like, and knowing who's in front of you. And just as we get more comfortable, get more reps under our belt, playing with, different personnel or different packages, we just feel comfortable about, where people are going to be, during certain plays, when you get certain routes, what they're going to do. And so just, all that, getting those reps under your belt, in game, I think has been huge for our defense. And I think we're really multiple in our defense, being able to play a lot of guys at different spots. And so kind of that mixture has, brewed some good things.
Kind of gets to the point where you're not thinking. You're just going out there playing. If you know where everybody is and you know your assignments, it's a lot easier to play football or any sport when you don't have to think too much about it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he kind of, just the way he sets up the game plan, it's just simple enough for us to, go out there and we just have to execute. You don't have to think too much, because I feel like the best defenses are those that, are all on the same page, but when the ball snapped, they're just, flying to the ball, just swarming. And so, yeah, I think Half has done a great job of just, kind of giving us that freedom, not putting too much on our plate to where we're, bogged down and thinking too much before the snap, but just giving us just enough to where we can, go out there and just let loose.
Let loose. Well, let's let loose online, Ricardo. You're waving me down. Sounds like you have an online question.
It's not really a question. It's more of a comment. People are really liking Evan. I'm telling you this right now.
They like this guy, right? Yeah. You guys like this guy, too?
Listen, Brett. Scott Clark out there on the online world, he's saying, Brett and Ricardo, Evan needs to be a full-time host. Lock him up.
Wait, hold it now. Hold it.
Lock him up.
First of all, we're not locking him up. We need him to play on Sunday. But are you in lieu of me? Are you trying to push me off?
No. In addition,
just him only.
Add him in with Kenny Clark.
Oh, okay.
You see one of them, yeah.
I got you. I was getting a little defensive there.
I know you were.
All right. I mean, this he is taking over the show, and that's what we want. But we just settle down, online chatters. I got to pay the bills at home too. Assess your play. Okay, you're a rookie. You're barely into your career. What do you like that you've put on film so far on tape? And what do you want to work on?
Yeah, something that I definitely take pride in just putting on tape is just kind of wreaking havoc. I feel like is the best just quality of a good safety is that they're everywhere the ball is, and when they arrive they're doing some good things to get the ball back for the offense. And so I like to think that whenever I'm on the field, I'm just always in pursuit, just trying to play with my hair on fire and just fly around to the ball, because I said it on I think some media in our locker room, but I said it before. We have a linebackers coach, Campanelli is his last name, and so we call it Campy 316. It's in the Bible that God loves those who run to the ball.
Yeah, see,
and
yes.
So,
take that, you good Catholics out there, right?
Yeah, and so and I'm a firm believer in that. Just that whenever I'm on the field, I try to emulate that in my play. Just somebody that's just flying around and wreaking havoc on the ball.
Ricardo, there's something to what's being said online. He just went ahead on my script with that 316 thing.
Yeah, he did.
And so he really is taking over the show.
Yeah.
So I got to cross that off the list. But check this out, folks. Pro Football Focus. I don't know if you just saw this today. This guy right here is the #1 rated safety in the entire National Football League. How about that? And number 2 is his buddy, Xavier McKinney. So they got the top 2 safeties going in the National Football League. Oh, you can take that to Xavier on Wednesday, right? And say, hey, take that veteran guy, right? Look at me. Well, we'll talk about Xavier here a little bit later, but how do you make sure to keep fresh mentally, right? This is a grind. This is different than college. You got week-to-week stuff that's been going all the way back into July. We all know the physical stuff. You guys are going to be banged up and you're dealing with bumps and bruises, but the mental side of things, how do you stay sharp? How do you make sure you don't hit that rookie wall at some point and you just keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I would say for me, what's helped me most is just trying to remain grateful for the position I'm in. You know, it's easy to get caught up in, game plan and getting your body right and just, being at the facility all the time and just kind of get lost in all that and lose the fact that, we get to play football for a living. Like that's a pretty special thing to do. And so, yeah, whenever I, before practice or whenever I just have time to myself, but definitely, especially before practice, I like to just, take a knee before I go on the field and just, remind myself of everything I should be grateful for, just through this whole process. And it's definitely helped me to, keep everything fresh because I feel like you just attack things at a different, with some more passion, with some more effort when you're just thankful that you're there in the first place. And so that's definitely something I've tried to keep on my mind.
Great perspective. So you're telling me I need to be grateful for Ricardo too?
Bears fans might be a different.
That's a different thing. Yeah. See, there is a little bit of an amendment to that.
Except Bears fans. I think
Yes,
is how it goes.
except Bears fan and Vikings fan, who's here by the way too. There he is, sitting over there. We got a Vikings fan here tonight as well. Let's talk about some on-field stuff, some special things you did yesterday. First of all, you guys, as a unit, how did you shut down Kyler Murray, right? I mean, this guy can do it with his arms, but boy, he is special when he gets out in the open space and he is blazing fast. Yeah. You bottled him up. How'd you guys accomplish that? 'Cause that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, not at all. But, I mean, just him being the playmaker he is, we just honestly tried to keep everything in front of us, limit the explosive plays because it's definitely hard with somebody like him, that once they get out the pocket, it can be, dangerous for a defense. And so, I give most of the credit, if not all of it, to, the front four and just how we rush the quarterback. It's not easy to keep somebody like that in the pocket, He's really, really twitchy, really quick. And so, yeah, as we just tried to keep him in the pocket, keep a cap on the defense so that, there's no explosive plays. And, force them to play, short football, force them to earn their first downs. And I think that the more we did that, it more led to some, good opportunities for the ball. And, it worked in our favor.
Definitely did. And so did this play. You guys saw the 2-yard loss, right? That Kyler Murray, Evan Williams, one-on-one, open space, right? There you are. There you are. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What's the plan of attack? It looked like you kept yourself square and that you didn't really react to him. You forced him to react to you, right? Is that kind of the mindset? Because, again, he's been known to juke some guys, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's taken off. And then this guy, right, a 2-yard loss is what Evan Williams dropped him for. Made a big play. Take me into your mindset as you're looking at him one-on-one.
Yeah, I mean, I just knew that he would probably, keep the ball in the first place. And so I just had to be ready for that pre-snap. And then, once he came off the edge, I knew I didn't want to give him the edge. Once you give him the sideline, it can be a dangerous game for, a playmaker like that. And so, I kind of just tried to stay square, knew that the cavalry of guys was coming. Just try to, hold that as long as I could. And, he gave me a move. I just tried to, kind of stay square, stay just, poised in that moment. And, he kind of ended up trying to get the outside, but I was able to corral him. He's a slippery guy, so was able to get him on the ground and celebrate with the guys.
Wrapped him up, right? Sure. Yep, that was a great play. Did you have a little message for him when you were driving him down to the ground? Did you say anything to Kyler? Or?
No, not yet.
You haven't earned those stripes yet, huh?
Not quite.
Talking trash to Kyler Murray.
Not quite.
Well, Rosie, of course, big play number 2. Let's put it up. I don't know. Are we going to call this the punch fumble? Look at that. Look at that play right there. Ball coming out, right? That's Evan Williams looking like a boxer out there. Our guy, Bill Glasheen, he's back there by the window. Wave your hand, Bill. He took that photo. He's one of our field photographers at Lambeau Field for game day. That's a tough play, right? I mean, that's a big play, a turnover right there. How do you do it? I mean, you basically have a split second to zero in and hit that fast-moving target, and you hit it square. I'm guessing you practice that, but it's not easy, right?
Brett, that's the peanut punch.
We don't want to. No, I was not going to call it that.
Cornerback, he's the one who started doing that. Am I right? Evan knows that.
We got to come up with something. Not the peanut punch. We're not referencing any Chicago Bears nonsense, even though Charles Tillman was pretty good at it. But still, that's Evan Williams' play, right, ladies and gentlemen? That's his play. So everything's moving fast. Are you just watching that football as much as you can? And why not just, everybody also wants to know, why don't you just wrap up? Forget about trying to punch the ball and just get the tackle, but I guess you're coached that way, right?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely go through that drill a lot to where, you know, when a ball carrier is kind of like falling forward and, yeah, and, you know, the ball gets a little loose from their body, it's, you know, a good target for a punch out. But, yeah, I mean, coming into it, I kind of had him squared up, coming from a deep zone, and then, yeah, wasn't sure because you got to kind of make that decision on the go whether you want to, you know, tackle him or try to punch the ball out. But yeah, I give the credit to my guys. You know, Jair came through. You know, made a good hit on him, and I'm still thinking. I'm like, okay, am I gonna tackle him? Am I gonna punch the ball out? And then Ja literally like lifts him off the ground, and you know the ball is being presented to me on a platter, rising, you know, right to my hand. And so I was like, I mean, this is. If it's not now, then it's, you know, not gonna happen. And so yeah, was able to make that play, and I was pretty excited after that one.
Yeah, now what was that the play where Jair like told you to get over here or something? He was talking to you. They were talking about it on the TV broadcast. What was going on? What was that conversation about?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware, you know, while it was happening, obviously, but he apparently waved me over to the end zone. I was just too excited. I think I was just in my head, just, you know, going crazy on my way to the sideline, you know, doing handshakes with some of the guys. And, yeah, apparently he was waving me over. He must not have been, you know, louder than the 80,000 in Lambeau, surprisingly. But, yeah, after I got to the sideline, you know, you kind of have that clip of Ja, you know, coming up to me. And he's like, where were you? like, where were you? We were all celebrating in the end zone. I just wasn't aware of it at all, but no, it was funny after looking at the TV copy. That was a good moment.
Yeah, now you know, right? And now you know. Well, let's do one more thing, Ricardo. Then it's a social media question of the night. I'm going to kind of skip down here. Take us on the field. All right, you're at safety, pre-snap stuff. You're looking at the offensive formation. There's a lot going on, right? What's going on? What are you reading? What are you looking at? And how are you preparing for a play?
Just any play, or
any play? Yeah, just well, I guess you did tell me if it did run play versus a pass play, or just what are you reading and how are you getting ready to potentially make a big play like that?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the coverage, that's a good picture right there.
Great photo.
There you are.
Look at that.
Yeah, screaming. I think you're mad at Jair right there. You're screaming back at him.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the play. But you know, for each different, you know, plan we have or play we have. I'll have different keys, right? So it's just players on the offense that can give you a tip to, you know, put you in a better spot. And so, you know, one play, it might be the offensive tackle, seeing if he, you know, goes, you know, pass sets, and now you can, okay, eliminate the threat of a run. Or maybe it's a tight end, seeing if he releases, just to give you, you know, the little advantage you need, because, you know, the NFL, your processing has to be so fast, you know, between plays. So whatever advantage you could get is something that you definitely take. And so, yeah, just locking in on your keys. And, you know, after that, you kind of just use your instincts and make a play.
And go from there. So how about Xavier McKinney, or Xavier McKinney? That's the question coming up. How about Evan Williams so far tonight? We have a question about Xavier McKinney coming up that I'm going to have Ricardo ask, because it is our social media question of the night.
You kind of did the question for me. Listen, Justin McIntosh on Facebook, he wants to know, what is it like having someone like Xavier McKinney in the safety room, and how much has he taught you in your development so far?
Yeah, I mean, X is somebody that's been really special for me, you know, since I came in this league. Just almost in the same way that my brother was, is just somebody that's been doing it for so long, you know, has the experience and is obviously, you know, really good at what he does. And, you know, just kind of being able to listen twice as more than I talk, and just kind of see his habits, you know, see what makes him tick, see how he takes care of his body. And I mean, just being able to see somebody of his caliber and just learn from somebody, you know, in film room, take the little things, you know, just ask him questions and just kind of be a fly on the wall for his whole process. It's been huge for me. You know, it's definitely influenced my process, the way I take care of my body, you know, my habits, and it just has made me conscious of those type of things, and makes me understand that, you know, if I want to get to that level someday, that, you know, I'm going to have some of those same habits. And I mean, all of that, as well as being just a leader in every facet, both in the way, you know, his example, you know, on the field, obviously he's having some success, and just as well as, you know, bringing our team so close together. He does a great job of just including everybody, making sure we're all on the same page, making sure we understand we're a family. And yeah, I mean, he's definitely meant a huge part to my development.
Yeah, great stuff, right? Evan Williams, Xavier McKinney, Javon Bullard in that safety room as well. Wow. What a room that is, and one of the best in the NFL for having his questions selected. Justin wins a signed photo each week. We'll ask you to submit a question for our co-host or guest, I guess, in this case, that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it again on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Ricardo, let's skip trivia question number 2. We're running a little bit behind, but that's a good thing. And instead, Rosie, we need some music because it is time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. Here we go. This is sponsored by Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, your center for dental excellence, voted Reader's Choice Best Dentist, Best of the Bay in back-to-back years. Let Dr. Sebastian right over there and his team of professionals help you achieve your dream smile. Evan, are you ready to win some prizes for a lucky contestant out there tonight?
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to play a game. First time we're playing it this year. We call it Six Pack, all right? It's a rapid-fire trivia contest, trivia game, in which you have 60 seconds, that's it, to correctly answer 6 questions about a particular category. Now, just like you are on the field, right? You got to process, you got to move fast. Okay. 6 questions in 60 seconds. Ricardo, you're going to keep track of the clock.
Do I get help, or am I just on my own?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this works, all right?
Okay.
Now, if you do so, if you successfully get through this, you win prizes for tonight's contestant. She's sitting right in front of you, Kathy from Appleton, right there. And this is what Kathy can go home with. This cool Packers tie-dye cup, courtesy of our friends at Shields. We have a Go Pack Go Green Bay Packers shirt, courtesy of our friends at Miller Lite. We have a signed photo of Kenny Clark, one of our regular guests this year, right? We call him the Freight Train now, right, Ricardo? And it's getting cold outside, Evan. We have a USA Today Network Wisconsin ice scraper. Got to scrape that ice off your windshield. Some frost coming tonight, by the way, so get ready for that. Now, that's all you have to do. You answer the questions. Kathy's going home with all that. Now, if you don't get through this task, this challenge, Kathy will have to scratch Ricardo's hairy back for 10 minutes straight.
Lord.
10 minutes straight.
Not just the back, the shoulders too.
Yes. That's what Kathy, there's a lot of pressure on you right now.
Yeah.
Because Kathy, look at her face. She doesn't want to do
nervous.
that. She's screaming right now.
I don't blame you.
But it needs to be scratched.
It's a nightmare. She doesn't want to scratch your hairy back.
But it needs to be scratched.
Now, if at any point, Evan, you're stuck on a question, you can pass. We'll come back to it. Ricardo, you keep track of the time. And as always, Ricardo, do not start the clock until I have completely read the first question. Now, you need tonight's category. All right? They all pertain to the same category, and the category is Wisconsin stuff.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right? You've eaten a brat. You like the Brewers, you say?
Yeah.
You're a Packer. So we're very proud of our state, right, Ricardo? We love Wisconsin. So here you go. How you guys thinking? You think you can do this tonight?
We'll see. We will see.
He's not so sure. Question number 1, Ricardo. Wait until I ask the first question in its entirety. Number 1. What is the state beverage of Wisconsin?
Beer.
No. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. You guys. That's a penalty flag.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We don't have the state beverage is beer. Everybody likes to drink beer, but it's not beer.
Yeah.
Ricardo, start the clock.
Okay.
Yes.
Milk. Yes, milk.
is right. Number two.
Okay, good.
What is the state slogan that's found on the bottom of a Wisconsin license plate?
Oh, America's Dairyland.
Yes, number
Yeah,
three.
yeah, right
Wisconsin
about that.
is the nation's largest producer of this small red berry that you see on the Thanksgiving table.
Cherry. Cranberry.
Yes,
cranberry,
number
cranberry.
four. This Wisconsin town is known as the water park capital of the world.
Wisconsin.
Yes, good enough. In a well-known college football tradition, University of Wisconsin fans do this between the third and fourth quarters at Camp Randall.
Oh. Jump the crowd.
Number
Jump the crowd.
6, deer hunters across the state of Wisconsin will soon enter the woods wearing this color.
Camo. Oh, orange.
Yes, Ricardo,
Orange.
he got it. How many?
Hey,
Did he get it?
he did it with 14 seconds to spare.
He still had 14 seconds.
Goodness gracious.
Rosie, we need some championship music because somehow, some way, Evan Williams knows all about the state of Wisconsin.
I guess so.
Kathy, you're going home with the cup. We'll get it to you after the show. The cup from Shields, the shirt from Miller Lite, the signed photo, and of course this beautiful USA Today Network Wisconsin ice scraper. Wow, how about Evan Williams tonight, ladies and gentlemen? You know, Ricardo, I'm a little disappointed in the folks here. They are Wisconsinites, and they thought beer was the state beverage of Wisconsin.
I thought they were either going to do that or Bloody Marys.
Come on now. Yeah, a Bloody Mary and Old Fashioned, I'm surprised, but it is not. It is that wholesome, delicious glass of milk.
Love
right?
milk.
Does a body good. All right, Ricardo, it is time. Evan Williams is a special guest. We also have a bunch of special guests at these two tables. It's time for tonight's high school team of the week.
Here we
Who do
go.
we have, Ricardo?
We have the Luxembourg Casco girls volleyball team, everyone. Hey, Brett.
They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, when you think of volleyball excellence, this is usually the team that comes up, on everyone's mind when you're talking about great volleyball teams and programs. They're ranked second in Division II in the latest Wisconsin Volleyball Coaches Association state poll. They're in a three-way tie with Fox Valley Lutheran and Freedom for first in that ultra-competitive Northeastern Conference. They're coming off huge conference wins, both sweeps over third-ranked FEL and a very good Wapaka team. Where's Cami O'Neill and Ella Vandervelden? They're right over there. Can you see them right? Raise your hands. There we go. Listen, these two girls were on my terrific 10 preseason girls volleyball team. They did a great job with that. The Spartans are coached by Jeff Wright. Where is he? Over there.
There he is.
He is. Coach. All right. And, Brett, it wasn't too long ago that they did a three-peat. They won 3 consecutive state titles in 2019, 2020, 2021. And I heard a rumor that they're planning on having a 2024 title as well.
Oh, here we go. There you go.
Right there. Luxembourg girls.
The Spartans, yes, our high school team of the week. Give them another round of applause, for making the trip over from Luxembourg tonight. And let's wind down with Evan Williams. I'm just going to ask you one quick question before we. It's been an hour. It goes by. Are you having a good time here tonight?
I'm having a great time.
Should we do another hour? What the heck?
I mean, might
Why
as well.
not? You're off tomorrow. What do we have to do, right? So I want to ask that Jeff Halfley, your defensive coordinator, said this of you recently, quote, about Evan Williams. I think one of the biggest things he's done to put himself in the situation that he's in now and having a bigger role is he's starting to learn how to study the game more, and he's starting to understand how serious you need to take it because when those opportunities come, you have to be ready for it, end quote. You agree with that? I mean, is it basically just getting into the film, getting into what they're doing, just studying more and realizing that the details at this level are really what matters most?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a certain amount of hours, you have to be at facility and all that, and you get your film in at that time, but I'm starting to realize that, what separates the good from the elite is, those hours that you're not at facility or, that you have free. Are you watching film during those times? Are you, trying to get a little better before your matchup on Sunday? So, yeah, I've definitely been learning from, some of the older guys from X and just, trying to take those little film watching habits and, yeah, I think it's been, you know, definitely huge for me in my development, and, you know, have helped me made a lot of plays in the past couple games. So
Yeah, probably more to come, I would think. I'm going to put you on the spot here before we wrap up. November 16th, that's circled on the calendars of Badgers fans, Evan Williams, right? That's when the Ducks come waltzing into Camp Randall Stadium, right? Oregon now a Big Ten team, which just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, this is crazy. You got from Oregon all the way to Rutgers. I mean, what kind of a league is this now? Yeah. What's your prediction for that game, right? Camp Randall is going to be hopping. They're going to be. You guys are ranked number 2 in the country right now after they just took down Ohio State in a crazy game. Yeah. Was that 32-31?
Yeah.
Does Josh Myers have to wear an Oregon Ducks jersey or anything like that?
No, I was thinking about, you know, trying to get him in a Ducks onesie or something, but no, we made our own little, you know, deal with each other. So
that was a great game, 2 versus 3 at that time, but now the Ducks are 2. Who's going to win that game at Camp Randall? Because Wisconsin, regardless of the record, the Badgers are going to be ready for you, Evan. They're going to be ready.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have a right answer here. You know, either way I go, it's not going to end well for me. So I'll just remain silent on the matter.
Yeah, that means Oregon's going to win and win handily probably as well. So hey, how about a big round of applause for the rookie here tonight? Yeah, great show. Ricardo, we're going to go up north, right? We have to predict the Packers, Texans, another noon game at Lambeau Field. I'm loving all these noon games so far. Who are you predicting is going to win the game now?
Listen, in a month, basically a month from now, what Packers and Bears play?
At Soldier Field.
I want both teams, until that period, to have a win in every game, because I want that to be the biggest game of that week. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pick the Packers to beat the Texans. It pains me to do this, but yes, let's say by a touchdown.
By a touchdown. I wish Mean Gene was here, but listen, look at this, Evan. This is called the Victory Visor.
Oh, nice.
And I am predicting a Packers win when I put it on my head. How do you like it, huh? How's it look? It's going to be a close game. I mean, Texans are a really good football team, right? C.J. Stroud, another tough quarterback coming in. How about Packers 27, Texans 21? Is that fair? Is that good? All right. I think Green Bay. I think these guys are going to a couple more turnovers are going to is going to be the difference, and I think Green Bay continues with that game plan. They're going to pound it on the ground. Jordan Love's now getting healthy. He's getting into that rhythm. All these receivers are back. Pretty much. I know Wicks went down, but hopefully he'll be back again soon, and everything's starting to click. And I think Green Bay a huge win. 27-21. How do you guys like it? You like that prediction? Yes. A little bit more real than Ricardo's fake Packers prediction right over there. So
That wasn't authentic, no.
Packers News app, Ricardo.
That's right, with exclusive commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. That Packers News app, Brett, that is your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. Unlimited digital access to the Packers News app. PackersNews.com can be yours, get this, for as low as 99 cents for that first month. Please subscribe today because we need that money.
99 cents goes a long way, doesn't it? So special thank you to our sponsors and friends. First, again, our two presenting sponsors, Cellcom and Local IQ. We also want to thank our segment sponsor, Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. And as always, our supporting sponsors and friends, Shields Escort Limousine Service, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, Mayfield Sports Marketing, Mike Thiel and Eric lives here, Miller Lite, and as always, the good folks here at the Fox Club and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. A quick programming note. We got one of your defensive teammates. He's coming back next week, Rashawn Gary. We call him Superman. He's going to be here as we celebrate a Packers win. Same time, 6:30, same place, the Fox Club. And where's Tyler over there? Tyler, can I just say it right now? He gives me the thumbs up. Everybody who shows up next week, all right? This is Tyler right there. He is the ticket guru here with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Gets a ticket voucher for a game in 2025 here with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers at Fox City Stadium. Everybody who shows up gets one. So great generosity by the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. It's done now, Tyler. You're on. It's over. All right, you can't go back now. So, all right, Evan Williams, great show tonight. I'm going to give you the final word. What do you have to say to all these great Packer fans out here tonight?
Just keep supporting us. We appreciate your support. Every time we come to as a matter of fact, anytime we go anywhere, we just see green and gold everywhere and it's pretty special. So we definitely appreciate it more than you guys know. And so yeah, I mean, spreading the love. Love you guys. And let's go whoop some behind this year.
Yeah, well, and Sunday, bring that energy to Lambeau Field. So for Evan, for Ricardo, and the rest of the Clubhouse Live crew, I'm Brett Christopherson saying so long. Be back here next Monday night at 6:30 at the Fox Club as we celebrate a big Packers victory over the Houston Texans with our semi-regular guest, Rashawn Superman, Gary No Mean Gene tonight, Jason Bino, our pinch hitter. It's up to you. Take us into Week 7. Jason Bino, take it away, my friend.
Go, back, go.